Hello student, I hope you all are safe at home. So today we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter number 3, Nationalism in India. Now, what is nationalism? Nationalism means having a feeling of pride and unity towards one's nation. It also refers to having a feeling of sacrificing body, mind and wealth as and when required for the nation. In the 19th century, India was ruled by the British, but the feeling of nationalism started in India only after the first revolt of 1857 CE. Under the British rule, various factors gave rise to modern nationalism in India. India felt the need of having its own rule, that is self rule, Swarajya. This thought spread in the minds of educated and intelligent people. The feeling of national unity arose in the minds of people of India. Now we will discuss in which country was nationalism first seen and which factors contributed to nationalism there. Modern nationalism was first seen in Europe. Various factors such as new awakening, religious reforms, American and French Revolution, Union of Italy and Germany, etc., played an important role in propagation of nationalism in Europe. Now, the factors that led to the rise of nationalism in India are political factors, economic factors, transport and telecommunication, literature and education, newspaper, magnificent and rich heritage of India, etc., are the factors. Now, students, we will discuss each of these factors in detail. Now, the first one, political reasons. Before the British rule in India, India lacked political unity and it was divided into various big and small princely states. The British slowly and gradually established their rule all over India and implemented a uniform administrative system. Indians were not satisfied with the British administration and the overall political system, and so they protested against the British. Now, the second one is economic reasons. The British brought raw material from India at a very cheap rate, took it to England for production, and then sold the finished goods at very heavy price in Indian market. Moreover, the British laid very less duty on the manufactured goods that came to India from England, whereas the goods manufactured in India, that is by Indians, had to pay heavy duty. Hence, the handicraft and cottage industries of India could not sustain themselves against the foreign industries, and India's economy worsened. India was eager to improve its economic condition, which strengthened the feeling of nationalism. Now, the third one, transport and telecommunication. The British developed railways, land and water routes, post and telegram, etc., in India for military, economic, and political reasons. Due to speedy development of these facilities, people came closer to each other. Artists, national leaders, and business class started moving more across the country, and exchange of thoughts and opinion increased. Due to increased communication, the discrimination of caste, community, and region decreased. These factors led to the feeling of attaining Swaraj, that is self rule. Now, the fourth one, literature and education. Most of the literature in the world was written in English language. When Indians studied English language, they became familiar with the way of people of other countries of the world lived. For example, Indians took inspiration to attain freedom, equality, and brotherhood from French Revolution and about democracy from American War of Independence. Also, various novels, stories, poems, songs, etc., were written in our regional languages. All these factors inspired nationalism. Now, the fifth one is newspaper. Newspapers played an important role in spreading national awareness. The newspapers published from Bengal, Mumbai, Madras, and other areas criticized the policies of the British and increased the feeling of nationalism. Now, the sixth one, that is magnificent and rich heritage. Archaeologist Alexander Cunningham and his assistant worked in many ancient Indian places and discovered several archaeological remains that proved how rich and magnificent Indian culture was. Indian archaeologists like Rai Bahadur, Dayaram Sahani, Madho Swarup Vats, and Rakhal Das Banerjee also conducted several excavations. Moreover, the scholars from the West also tried to learn about Indian culture and heritage. Based on these discoveries and researches, several books were written. Ancient Indian books on medical sciences, astrophysics, diplomacy, and spirituality were translated into English. These books created awareness about the rich heritage of India in the world. Thus, the literature and various researches on Indian heritage and culture increased the feeling of nationalism in India. Now, student, for your knowledge, you can go through these things to know. Now, the next topic is establishment of the Indian National Congress. The above stated factors and other regional organizations had contributed towards the establishment of the Indian National Congress. Now, you can go through these things to know for your knowledge given in your textbook. Now, by the time Sir A.O. Hume retired as a British officer, he had realized that the British Empire was not as secure as it appeared to be. He believed that if the dissatisfaction among the people of India was not taken care of, there were chances of reoccurrence of revolt similar to the one in 1857 CE. In order to keep the general dissatisfaction at bay, he thought of establishing a political organization. Viceroy Lord Dufferin agreed to his idea and supported him. With the effort of Alan Octavian Hume, Indian National Congress was established in December 1885. The first session of the Indian National Congress was held on 28th December 1885 at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit School of Mumbai with Vomesh Chandra Banerjee as the president. 72 representatives from different regions of India were present in this conference. The main leaders present in the conference were Dadabhai Nauroji, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, Badruddin Tayyabji, K.T. Telang, Dinsha Vacha, etc. Many problems related to the nation were discussed then. Now, student, you can see the picture given in your textbook. Indian National Congress first session, Mumbai, in the year 1885. And one more thing you can go through, things to know. Here they have given the session, place, president, in which year, and the number of the members. Now, the Indian National Congress 1885 to 1905, in the initial stages, The initial activities of the Indian National Congress were moderate and abetted by the constitution. It included putting up demands for more political rights, economic and social growth, and development of education. Among other demands, inclusion of more Indians in government services, reduction of expenditure on military and other administrative departments, debt relief to farmers, revival of the cottage industries, etc., were included. The British government turned down these demands. However, these demands laid down a strong foundation for the future struggle. Now, the Indian National Congress passed many resolutions such as the expansion of legislative councils and keep at least 50% elected representatives in it at the central and regional level. The parliament should be more answerable and transparent to the regional assemblies. Due to the demand of the Indian National Congress, the British government granted more freedom to the press and granted more personal liberty and freedom of speech to the people of India. The Indian National Congress inspired many educated youth and fostered nationalism in the educated class. As a result, many capable and potential leaders joined this organization. Now, student, I will explain you the further topic in my next video. Thank you.